Hey everyone. So I want to share a lesson that's been coming up for me surrounding letting go, miracles, and trust. And I also want to share a tool that's been really helpful for me to unearth my lack of trust. It's been a tool that has helped me to look at whether or not I'm really ready to let something go, to turn something over to spirit within, or if I think I'm better off in charge, that I can figure it out better than God, better than spirit. So to begin, A Course in Miracles has really become my operating system. It really has become, the principles of the Course have really become the way that I think, the way that I interact with the world. And so every challenge that comes up, every hook, every ego hook that arises, I don't have bad days anymore. I don't have bad days or a bad week. It's all, whatever it is that's coming up, it's coming up to be healed. That's the purpose of it. So it's a great thing when stuff comes up because it's an opportunity to look at it with spirit, to let that issue, whatever it is, be undone as we give it to spirit, as we look at it with spirit. Spirit's job is to preserve only what's true, only the love that is there, and whatever is false, whatever of ego, falls away. That's how miracles happen as we turn to our inner teacher, spirit within. So the way that I've worked Course principles for many years has been to repeatedly hand whatever it is that's coming up for me over to spirit, over to my inner teacher. So whatever it was, if it was a thought, if it was an anxiety, if it was a situation, I would repeatedly hand it over and over and over, and I would experience shifts and miracles, and that's helped me to develop my trust. However, there was always a part in A Course in Miracles that would nag at me. It is a part in the Manual for Teachers, and the section is, should healing be repeated? The answer is no. Healing should not be repeated. Once you've handed something over, the benefit of doing so was maximal right then. So you don't need to repeat your previous efforts. And that's what this section says. And I'll just read a couple sentences from this. Should healing be repeated? The question really answers itself. Healing cannot be repeated. If the patient is healed, what remains to heal him from? And if the healing is certain, as we have already said it is, what is there to repeat? For a teacher of God to remain concerned about the result of healing is to limit the healing. It is now the teacher of God himself whose mind needs to be healed. And it is this he must facilitate. So then it goes on and it says, whenever a teacher of God has tried to be a channel for healing, he has succeeded. Should he be tempted to doubt this, he should not repeat his previous effort. That was already maximal because the Holy Spirit so accepted it and so used it. So then it goes on basically saying that having offered love, only love can be received, and it's this that we must trust in. It's this as teachers of God that we must trust in, that we have handed it over, love is there, and bam, it's time to trust, not to keep trying to repeat the healing. And it goes on to say later that one of the most difficult temptations to recognize is that to doubt a healing because of the appearance of continuing symptoms is a mistake in the form of lack of trust. So there it is. This section takes us back repeatedly to trust. That if we are doubting a healing, if we've handed something over once and we're doubting that anything has happened, it's our own mistake in the form of lack of trust. So this is what's been coming up for me lately, is looking at my own lack of trust. And the tool that I wanted to share with you is, actually, I use a box. You can use anything. You don't need a box, but this is actually a box. My mom made this metal piece up here on the top. And whether you use a box or an envelope or throw a piece of paper in the fire, what I do is write my issue on a piece of paper. And I say to myself, if I'm going to put this piece of paper into this box, that means I'm now going to fully give this issue to spirit. I'm going to fully give this to my inner teacher. And that means I can't worry about it anymore. That means I'm not going to need to hand it over again. It means I'm not going to keep mulling it over in my mind to try to figure out the best solution for myself. It means I've given it over and I'm going to now rest in trust. And I'll be honest with you that one of the recent things that was on my mind, I wrote it down and I was like, I'm not ready to put it in that box yet. I'm not ready to let it go because I still think I can uncover something or fix something through my own thinking. So there, right there, smack in my face is my lack of trust for me to look at with Spirit. There it is, uncovered, plain as day, for me to say, hey, Holy Spirit, here's my lack of trust. I'm willing to look at this with you. I'm willing to receive the miracle instead. So again, you don't need a box. You can use an envelope. You can use anything. Write down your issue and see if you're actually willing to fully let it go and rest and trust, or if you still think it's better off in your own hands. And if you think it's better off in your own hands, that's okay. There's no need for guilt. You can just say to yourself, to Spirit, here's my lack of trust. I'm willing to look at this with you, and I'm willing to receive the miracle instead. So have fun looking at your trust, and have fun letting go and resting in trust when you feel ready. Thanks so much.